Hello everyone. Let's talk about something a little wild today. Picture this. You wake up tomorrow morning and every notification on your phone is a giant headline, massive comet. Planet turning into Mars. Would you just stand there stunned or instantly turn into a hoarder and start stockpiling like crazy? In 2026, the same guy from the last film, the one who proved his dad had superpowers by flying, Gerard Butler, hasn't been idle. He's back with the sequel, Greenland 2, Migration. This time the film shows you that getting past the first impact was only your ticket into the hell ride. The real purgatory mode is only now starting to load. At the end of the last movie, John's family squeezed into this deep, buried human civilization safe. You might think they'd won. Nope, this place over time is worse than a coffin. The air is recycled, smelling of metal and despair. The daughter's smile fades day by day. His wife, Allison, wakes up more and more at night. What's worst of all? Hope, because here it gets drained like a battery bit by silence and dark. And they're not the only corner of the bunker. When people in a corner start whisper fighting over half a compressed biscuit, and you can read the way others eye your supplies, that meaningful look, you know this place can't be stayed in. The safety here is rotting from the inside out. So they have to go. They must head for that legendary spot in southern France, the green oasis that might still have a sliver of life. Is that decision crazy? Crazy, yes, but staying is a slow death. Get out, at least then you hold your fate in your own hands. This is a gamble with the whole family's life, a desperate bet, but they have no other choice. Welcome now to the post-apocalypse Pro-Max experience. They think they've prepared for the cold, but reality smacks them with the first hard slap. Once busy London now looks like a pile of blocks a kid knocked over, only the tip of Big Ben stubbornly jets out of the ice. Paris? The Eiffel Tower's midsection is snapped, the fallen half frozen to the Arc de Triomphe, making a bitter, ironic end-of-world sculpture. The whole of Europe looks like a cake tossed into a deep freezer, seasons frozen, utterly lifeless. This isn't just being cold, it's like trekking over a giant corpse. And the road surprise packages come one after another, never the same twice. You think the biggest threats are cold and hunger, but the director, burning cash on effects, shows you that post-apocalyptic Earth itself is an angry, hostile living thing. Those ice bridge lookalikes you trust? They could grin and crack in half the next second. The sky's working too. Comet fragments, meteors big and small, fall like random death tickets. They smash into the road with no warning, turning asphalt into a lunar surface. But all of that is only potential compared to what's coming. Remember that trailer shot that made everyone gasp? That deep blue wall of water stretching to the horizon. It's not a familiar wave. It's a moving, roaring mountain. It's the planet trying to wash itself clean. John floors the gas, but in the rear view he can't lose that thing, that devouring presence. That kind of despair, it makes the theater seats feel small, and every dollar of VFX is spent on moments that make your palms sweat and your throat tighten. But guys, what really creeps you out is often not the world falling apart. When all the civilized wrapping gets shredded, what do you think human nature will show? This movie doesn't mess around. For an unexpired box of antibiotics, a normally polite person can go feral in an instant. For a scrap of shelter, short-term plans flip to sudden attacks. Outside is natural disaster. Inside is human disaster. John's family is caught in the middle, with no easy way forward or back. Every eye contact with other survivors is a silent psychological test. Cooperate or destroy. Watch for gunfire outside, and inside tensions are even tighter. As a father, every decision John makes feels like commanding an army. Food's limited, who do you feed first? The road ahead is risky, who goes to scout it out? His silence holds the weight of mountains. And his wife, Allison, she's not just the kid's mother. She's the emotional glue and the other pillar. When John almost breaks from the pressure, a look, a firm squeeze of the hand, is a wordless support and recharge. The film's toughest stuff is exactly those soft moments. It shows you that, on the wasteland, more precious than fuel are hands held tight, and stronger than weapons are the lives we refuse to separate. So what exactly is this sequel trying to hit in our hearts? I don't think it's just selling misery, showing how awful humans can be. It asks, When the whole world goes dark, what keeps that little light inside you burning? Migration on the surface looks like moving from point A to B. But at its core, it's a spiritual pilgrimage. They're moving their survival instinct, the spark of civilization, and the ultimate mindset behind that concept. It isn't a house, it's that, wherever they wander, as long as these people are together, they can still raise a smile among the ruins. Gerard Butler this time isn't just the muscle and action star. He plays a man bent by responsibility, who keeps hammering himself into steel for those behind him. The tired, determined look in his eyes speaks louder than any line. All in all, if you just want a straight thrill, to see Hollywood's top machine show you the apocalypse in jaw-dropping style, this one is worth the ticket. Huge effects, full-on impact, no cuts. If you want more than non-stop running, if you want a story about family and fierce protection that grabs your heart, this family's long trek will get your blood pumping and your eyes wet. At the start of 2026, this extreme test of survival, humanity, and hope is ready to make your heart race. Okay, that's it for today. One last question. If that day really came, what one thing would keep you moving? A photo of your family? A book? Or a promise you had no reason to trust? I'm waiting to hear your stories in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe.